let's talk about plant therapy. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Roos. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a plant lover from the Netherlands, and in this video I want to talk to you about how plants can make you feel good, or at least how they make me feel good. Fittingly, this video is kindly sponsored by BetterHelp. You may have noticed in previous videos me talking about therapy and how it's helped me, and actually even in the previous video, last week's video, I mentioned it several times, how I just came back from therapy and then became super productive. This is of course not always the case, but it did feel pretty fitting that BetterHelp reached out to me to collaborate. I personally am quite open with what I'm struggling with, from anxiety and my ADHD to having a burnout and PTSS, and even back in the day an eating disorder. I think it's for me really helpful to be open about it, to remove the shame and to also help break the stigma, because mental health is just as important as physical health, or maybe even more important. I think actually. And all of these issues that I mentioned, I have worked through with the help of a therapist. Over the years, it's been different therapists, but I'm really grateful to all of them for helping me take the steps and learn the tools, and just to be able to talk about my issues so that I could heal. If you think you might be feeling depressed, stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, today's sponsor, BetterHelp, is here to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your own convenience. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you can schedule secure video and phone dates with your therapist. Plus you can exchange unlimited messages with your therapist, and everything you share is completely confidential. I am currently in therapy where I am in person here in Holland, but I also signed up for BetterHelp to prepare for this video and to see what it looks like and to experience it myself. I've been matched with Danielle in the hopes of getting some help with my ADHD struggles, because that's extra hard, I feel like, when you're working from home and you're independent. I already from our chat conversation can tell that she understands really well how difficult it is to have ADHD and to match it with a brain injury, which need very opposing things to feel better. I really already felt very understood from her. When other mental health or health providers, sometimes I need to explain a lot before they understand. So I'm very excited to chat with her more and to schedule our first actual phone or video meeting. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime if you don't feel like it's a good match. Join the over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/yoga-and-plant. And BetterHelp is HELP, and yoga and plant, you know, of course, that's the beginning of my YouTube channel. I've also linked this in the description below and in the first pinned comment. Like I said, I think therapy is really important, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to have it here in the Netherlands, quite accessible. And I really, really appreciate that BetterHelp is making it more accessible all around the world. Now let's get to the video. I want to talk to you today about what I call plant therapy. Let's start with one of the things that I think we can all agree on, how plants can teach us patience. Especially as someone with ADHD, and you'll hear me mentioning a lot of my mental health struggles and challenges in this video, because that's just, I'm open about it and I feel like it's helpful. But for example, this beautiful Thai constellation here behind me, his name is Thijs, you may know. He has not grown a leaf for me in 8 months. And just last week, I finally spotted this new leaf that's coming out now, but it's literally been 8 months. And you can imagine, for someone who actually picked aroids because they are fast growers, that this is not what I had in mind. But then once the leaf comes out, I realized that it's worth it, and it's worth the wait, even if it is 8 months. And the next thing is also to just have nature in your house. I feel really good when I have plants all around and it feels like a little jungle in here. Especially with my brain injury, I was not able to go outside a lot, and still I get quite sensitive to direct sun. So sometimes I just prefer to be inside. Also, when I'm resting, I usually sleep inside because outside is not very relaxing. So just to have nature around me, it feels really nice because I'm not able to go outside into actual nature all the time. And plus, they're just beautiful. I love to combine them with nice pots. So we have just a beautiful combination here. For example, this is my Hoya Gunungading. The leaves are beautiful. The pot is beautiful. It's like a piece of art in your house here. Living art. Isn't that cool? By the way, I'm really happy that this is finally growing again because I cut it back months ago and it took forever to start growing again. So I'm really happy with this one. The pot is from Natalie from A Piece of Clay on Instagram. She has an amazing web shop. I can't believe her colors. It's incredible. Then there's terrariums, which just make me feel like I am actually in a jungle, especially after visiting Costa Rica, having seen the jungles there, creating little jungle spaces. Excuse me while I catch some fungus gnats. More natural looking than just a pot with a plant in it. I really enjoy that, and also I really enjoy working on them, but we'll talk about that in a second. Another thing I really love about plants and what makes me happy is the surprise of it when you have a variegated plant. So every new leaf, when it comes out, it is a complete surprise whether it has variegation or not, if it has nice variegation, or like this plant has a lot of half moon leaves. Some people love that, me. Some other people don't like that very much. So every leaf is a surprise, and that also, I don't get surprised very often. I'm usually the person who organizes surprises for other people. So it's really nice to have several plants in my house. Also this one, for example, that just with every leaf bring a little bit of a surprise element. And because you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. Or is that a really old reference that no one's gonna get? We will see. When I first started with plants back in 2016, 2017, I actually had a pretty intense burnout. And most of the day I was able to sleep on the sofa, go for a quick beach walk and cry. Sounds very sad. It's fine. I was fine after. I just got pushed way too far by a company I worked for. But the one thing that I did enjoy and that gave me like a feeling of being useful, because I was not doing anything basically all day, anything useful in my opinion, like I wasn't working. But what gave me this like a feeling of accomplishment was having a plant, maybe doing a little repot or seeing that it created a new leaf, giving them water when they need it. And just that small act of caring for a plant really made a big difference in my recovery. And the good thing about plants is when you have one, you can take care of them and it can give you the good feeling like I was talking about. But if I didn't have energy or I was feeling overwhelmed, I could ignore them without feeling guilty. Responsibility for a plant is a lot different than for a pet or a child. For me, it felt a lot more freeing to take care of them when I wanted to or when I felt good, and then not have to when I didn't. So it gave a little bit more breathing room. I'm sure all of you will recognize the feeling of pride when you finally do grow a new leaf. And I'm saying we grow, but of course the plant grows. What we do is to make sure that they have the right conditions to grow that leaf. For example, here, this is a heavy pot. I underestimated that. This is my new leaf of my Philodendron Plaumani, and it's such a beautiful leaf. It's been quite a slow plant, so I'm really excited that this leaf is now out, even though it's a little bit damaged, but look at that beauty. It just makes me so excited and proud, and that whole joy, pleasure circle is really nice. It's also quite relaxing for me to take care of them, to just walk around, investigate, give some water here or there, maybe spray a stuck leaf, watering the moss poles that need it. I really enjoy doing these little tasks. And if you ever feel like it is a chore for you, it feels overwhelming, then I highly recommend to lower your collection, to get rid of some plants, whether it's selling and giving away, which can cost a lot of energy as well, or to just let them... Here, I'm trying to say nicely that you can let your plants die, but I didn't want to say it that crudely. But I'm doing it now. You can let your plants die. Plant overwhelm really is a real thing, at least for me, and I've had several times where it just wasn't fun anymore, and I've let go of a lot of plants and then it became fun again. So I do recommend remembering to put your mental health first and not your plant care. And sometimes even when you ignore them, they will still thrive, it will be fine. And to enjoy the little chores and the observing of the new leaves and all that stuff One thing I actually like to do, I am a yoga teacher after all. I did a mindfulness course when I first had that burnout. And let me tell you, for someone with ADHD, a mindfulness course is like a torture chamber. And in the end, it was always fun. At the end of the session, it was nice and fun and I felt great. But during those 2.5 hours, 8 weeks in a row, it was horrible. Because I need stimulation, as in I want it, but then when I don't get it, it's very challenging. My brain goes wild. And then once you do it for a little while, it actually helps you to become more still. So it's very good, but I don't want it. But then when I've done it, I do want it because I feel good. Does that make sense to anyone? I don't know if I'm rambling, but what I am trying to say is you can look at your plant chores as a little mental health mindfulness training. So not putting on a TV series or a YouTube video, although I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Give a like, subscribe, all the things. But yeah, if you have nothing else on and just focus on your plant, maybe water some of them. I like to also go on a hunt for different bugs because I do have different bugs, especially on here I have a lot of mealy bugs. I take my alcohol pen and I start to treat all the little bits. It can be a really mindful exercise, and by training your mindfulness, you get better at it. So it really does need training, and I should definitely get back to that. So you can make your plant chores more of a plant mindfulness practice, and that can really help to feel good as well. Oh, I actually see a peduncle on this one. Nice. Some of these look very sad though. Some of my Hoyas. Of course, there are also studies that have proven that the color green even just makes you feel good and relaxed. If I have any Grey's Anatomy fans out there, they had that plant room, I think a few seasons ago, where they would sit to become more relaxed and they would put their patients in there. It was like a proven medical thing that you become more relaxed by being surrounded by plants. I'm very curious what things make you feel good about having your plants. If you want to share in the comments, that would be awesome. I would love to hear more. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch more Planty content, I selected a few more videos for you to watch. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe below if you haven't already. And I hope you put your mental health first and maybe look into therapy. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!